There is a problem with the Ustream site at the moment, so we are experiencing some cutouts and loss of signal. But if you did see all the goals, yeah, it's 3-0 at half time. It was a very one-sided first half, we have to say, with goals being scored. I have to say, though, I think Middlesbrough will come back in the second half. It's quite interesting to see how Middlesbrough will react to the first half, as they have conceded 3 goals at the end of the day, let's face it. We will be speaking to the Middlesbrough manager and Marcos, the Manchester Futsal team manager, after the game today. So please tweet in your questions, hashtag Total Futsal, if you want to get your questions to them, as I will get them to you as soon as possible. Just to remind you, we will have Sheffield coming up next week here on Total Futsal, the penultimate game in the futsal calendar to hopefully decide the title. Who will win that, I do not know. It'd be interesting to see, though. A couple of other things to remind you as well. Don't forget to hashtag Total. Alright, don't forget to hashtag Total Futsal to get your questions coming in. Now, just to give you a bit of a lowdown on Total Futsal itself, Total Futsal is a production of the Manchester College, and this programme today you're watching is being put together by the Manchester College's broadcast television students. We have been doing this pretty much since September of last year, right the way through to the end of this year, at the end of the futsal season. We hope you have enjoyed it. Obviously, we do experience some technical difficulties now and then, but besides that, I think we've done pretty well considering. Well, better late than never. Chris is coming over. Chris, what a great first half that was.
Yeah, it was a really good first half. Middlesbrough, we've caused a lot of problems, in particular Mikey Roberts, his pace early on, it caused a lot of trouble. But Marcos he's made some very, very good saves, as has Phil Codd in the other net. He's made some tremendous saves. But I think, on the whole, we do deserve to have the lead. We've perhaps played a better futsal and created more chances.
What do you think Marcos will be telling his players right now? What did he normally do at half-time? Because obviously he likes to distill the focus on the team more than anything. He wants to keep them focused. He wants to keep them in the zone. He doesn't want them to lose concentration. What do you think he'll be telling them?
He'll just be telling them to keep the focus and to keep it tight at the back. There's been a few dodgy moments, where we've given the ball away, but luckily Marcos in goal, he's made some very, very good saves. But he'll just be telling them to keep the focus and keep creating chances. And the more chances you create, the more goals you're going to score, really.
Your goalkeeper Marcus is quite. I've noticed when I was watching the game, he's quite vocal to his back, to his players of where he wants them and where they need to be marking players. Do you think that's a good sign in a goalkeeper in futsal? Do you think it's a sign for him to be vocal rather than be quiet?
It's a good sign in any sport, really, but in particular futsal, because the movement of the other team, it always causes problems for your back line. So to have a keeper like Marcos, it's a good asset for the team, and he's also very vocal towards the referees as well, which can be a bit of a comedy value as well.
What do you think Middlesbrough are going to do second half then? Because obviously they need to get back into this game. As I mentioned earlier, a lot of teams who have come to the NCC here have always gone in front before. So what do you think Middlesbrough will do now? Because Middlesbrough are in the position where they need to potentially either equalise or score. What do you think they'll be doing now? Do you think they'll be putting more people up front, committing more people forward?
I don't think they'll be committing too many players. Because by doing that, it's just going to open up spaces at the back. I think if Middlesbrough continue to play the way they are doing, they will create chances and perhaps grab the goal. Because we've not been playing bad, we've been playing pretty well. Like I said earlier, they are a young side, and it's a big learning curve for them. But we're doing well, and we perhaps will sneak a few goals, but hopefully we'll do the same.
Now, for those who don't know, Manchester Futsal team have been doing a schools project at the moment. Do you want to tell us a little more about that?
We've got Ilya and Ross. They've set up some camps.
Ross Bond.
Yeah, Ross Bond. They've set up a few camps over in the Greater Manchester area. They've been running over half term. So as far as I'm aware, they've been pretty successful. We've had a lot of kids down from local schools, local football teams, and we've been teaching them futsal.
Is that important though to get start teaching futsal at a younger age, especially in terms of the passing game, because let's face it, these people here today, these players have been doing it for a number of years now. So to get players whilst they're young, such as Josh Clark from the Middlesbrough team, who's only 15, who scored in his last game against Liverpool, how important is that to bring in young players in futsal?
It's very important to bring young players through. You look at good football in nations like Brazil and Spain and Italy. They've been playing futsal for decades, and it's relatively new here. But like I said, you look at the quality of players that you have in Brazil and Spain, and you can see the benefits of it. So hopefully, if we get more younger players playing futsal, even at Premier League football clubs, and then hopefully it can develop from there.
Okay, now just a bit of a lowdown for you. If, in case you didn't notice, there are no Middlesbrough fans here today. Now this is because of the FA's justification. What happened last year, Chris? That was a bit unusual for a futsal game, wasn't it? To have that sort of behaviour in a futsal match. Just in case you didn't know, Middlesbrough have been banned from all Manchester's home games due to what happened here last year. What did happen, Chris? For those people who don't know,
I wasn't actually here for that game. This is before I started, but from what I understand, the Middlesbrough fans set off fireworks inside the velodrome. Perhaps not the best of judgment, but hopefully they are watching today back in Middlesbrough, and maybe doing a few Balotellis up there.
Yeah. Well, hopefully, if you are watching in Middlesbrough, please tweet us at #TotalFutsal today. We'd love to hear what you think of your team playing here in Manchester today. Now, obviously, a big part of futsal now is the development of players, but also maintaining and bringing in players from other countries as well. I mean, Ilya is a prime example of that. Ilya's been here for many, many years. Is that important in futsal to bring in a different type of player with a particular skill or talent?
I don't think it's particularly important to bring in foreign players. I mean, obviously, if you do know the game better, then it adds to the strength of the team. We've obviously got Vicente Garcia, who's coming from Spain, and you've seen with the first goal, his movement, his tactical awareness. He's a very confident player. So, but I think we've got Aiden on the bench today as well. Hopefully he'll get a run out. He's a player that's come through our youth system. So if we saw him play today, then it's another push on our youth academy. So hopefully he will get the game today.
Okay, so just going back to Middlesbrough, what do you think their manager will be saying to them? Because obviously, in futsal, you have to motivate your players quite a lot because these games, let's face it, are quite high scoring. What do you think he'll be saying to them now?
I think he'll be telling them to do what they are doing, just keep doing what we're doing, because we've created plenty of chances, and it's only down to Marcos and his form that they've not scored a goal. Like I said, if you keep playing like they are doing, there's every chance they'll score a goal, and he'll just tell them to keep believing, and the chances will come. Okay,
well we've got an FA VT for you here about futsal. Okay, well, we hope the second half is as good as the first. So handing back over to our match commentators as Cass Embrace and, for the second time today, Matthew Jump.
Thank you for that, Josh. As you can see, Manchester have come out back to a little warm up before second half. Keep their muscles warm, not go cold or anything.
I have to say, watching this, it's a lovely family environment. I mean, you see all the kids here playing with the actual